Hi there, very good morning to you. I'm Benedict Osu. Welcome to the sports segment here on AM Show. It's a Friday morning, and this morning our focus and attention is on Liverpool. Their current 25-point lead is the biggest lead held by the first place team in the Premier League history. Even if Manchester City were to win their game in hand, no other team has ever had a 22-point lead at the top. Although close, winning it looks so far with no end in sight of the coronavirus pandemic. Well, I've been looking at how fans here in Ghana as well as the UK are taking in all these.
To be honest with you, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. I, for one reason, feel that the league will still go on. I have strong conviction for that the league is still going to go on one way or the other. There has so far been many or several meetings and talks going on in the background as to how best they can get the league back and running. You know, aside it being just an entertainment, to remember that it's a lot of revenue making for a lot of people in England, especially even the government.
How would I feel if Liverpool lose the title? Liverpool haven't won the title to say they've lost it. They can only be declared champions if you win it outright, correctly and mathematically. Yes, they're the best team in the league, but the league title is decided after 38 games.
I want to win the games and I want to get a trophy. It is what I would love. But with this situation, whatever happens, I will understand. End of quote.
So I totally understand Mane's comments about wanting to win the league, wanting to win trophies, but then he totally understand whatever decision that is being made. That is his opinion. However, if you think about it, I mean, Liverpool, we've played 29 games and we are on top of the league, yes, and 82 points on top. I mean, that's quite a lot. If you look at it, Man City has 52 points, I think. So at this point in time, I think we need to complete the league. It's not fair to scrap the league and start in.
I don't think there should be a case for fans thinking that Liverpool haven't won mathematically. I don't think, genuinely, even the rivals of fans, which is the Man United fans and even Manchester City fans, agree that Liverpool has already won the league. Come on, they just need a win or two to wrap it up. And you don't see any coming back for Manchester City or Leicester City or whoever would trouble Liverpool. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's not a 6-point or 8-point gap. We're talking about 25 points, and it's huge.
So Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp ending that report. So there will be a meeting this afternoon to determine what will happen next in terms of the English Premier League. Already the Dutch league is done, and the French league as well, and that's where we go to. Because so that was at the 2010 FIFA World Cup, and Samajan scored that amazing goal which ensured Ghana progressed to the quarter-final stage of the competition. It was a round of 16 game. Ghana-USA was the second time we're actually meeting the USA in a World Cup competition. The first one was in 2006, which we won 2-1, and in South Africa. And well, and funny enough, in all the times that we've beaten the USA at the World Cup, we were wearing red and they were wearing white. The moment we wore white and they wore a different color, that was when we lost to them in Brazil 2014.
What's a superstition?
But you know something? Before that game in 2014, I mentioned to someone that, check it out, if Ghana should wear white, we will lose that game. And said, hey,
my friend, I used to continue with that.
Oh, you listen. Then he said, I told him that if Ghana should wear white, we will lose that game, because the first time we met US in 2006, we were wearing red, we won 2-1. Second time in South Africa, it was same red, we won 2-1. If we should change, if we wear red, we'll beat them. Then we wore white. Then after the game, the guy called me, was like, hey, Charlie, why? What did you see?
I think that for me, for pure footballing reasons, 2006 and 2010, we had the best team when it comes to football on the African continent. And it's my belief that that is why we carry the hopes of Africa in that first World Cup that was supposed to ever be convened on an African soil. And if you look at the camaraderie that was exhibited by the players on the pitch, it showed that if we had a lot of fortitude, great mindset, and not lose our mentality and focus, we could have gone forward, and ultimately we lost it again.
But in 2014, we had a very good team. Actually, for me, the team that we took to 2014, looking at the quality, that of 2006 and 2010 doesn't come close, because the players that we took to, go and check the squad. Go and check. No, this is debatable. Go and check the squad.
Of course.
You look at Michael Essien, Suleiman Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, and then that was when some of the young boys were also coming out. Christian Achu, Mubarak Wakasu, Efi Akwa, Andrea Ayew was in the team. Asamoah was at his peak, was playing very well at our lines. Had scored over 100 goals coming into that tournament. Andrea Ayew was playing very well, Suleiman Muntari, and all these guys, you understand. But you look at the team that we took to the 2010 World Cup. We had players that were coming from the 2009 World Cup winning squad. You remember, there was no Michael Essien, there was Kudus Samoa, and at the point when we went to the 2010 Nations Cup, that was when almost all of us said, oh, this team, they are just going to, participate and come. But they eventually got to the finals, you understand? So if you are looking at squad depth, 2006, 2010, 2014, we had a very good squad to win the World Cup. But just to add to the superstition bit, the last time we also played against the USA, which was in a friendly, we wore white and we couldn't win.
Again, I have to say that for national teams, you can't do that comparison of the depth in squad just like you find in a normal club setting.
No,
because for national teams, often it is how they are able to gel, how often they've been able to play together. That also comes in handy. So
but
you
how
remember
about this?
the 2009
not to cut you.
Under 20 satellite team had played consistently in that World Cup. Then they went to the African Cup of Nations with the support of a couple of the senior players. We had Kudus Samoa, all of them supporting. And so that created that sort of unity that they needed. For national teams, you need that sort of strength in depth of experience. And I believe that is what they had. So it's not consistently the best players.
But
that is why sometimes you find that in some of the best tournaments, for teams that have some of the best players, they don't tend to do well.
How about this
Rather, teams that have played for a long time and people are ready to sacrifice beyond the names that they have, they tend to do well.
All right, point well noted. But how about coming into a tournament with players that are playing very well at their respective clubs?
You get to find that oftentimes by the time they enter some of those end of season tournaments, they tend to get tired or plagued with fatigue.
But is it not good to have players?
Let me give you a case in point. In 2006, in the World Cup, Brazil came through into the World Cup with some of the best players in that squad. They had Ronaldinho at his peak playing Barcelona, and a number of them. Roberto Carlos was in there, etc. But they had a France team that ultimately had to just shelve them off.
No, but that France team was actually good. These were players that were coming from Ligue 1 and other top leagues that have played very well that season as well.
Unfortunately,
so the point that I'm making,
they were aging.
They were aging, but the point that I'm making is it is always good and important to have players at top level football going into a tournament.
Okay, one thing I want to tell you that I also know my football. So once you have your opinion, I also have my opinion.
Of course. Okay. You know your football. That's why we are having this conversation. I think that we should have a sit-down conversation on this.
It won't be. I think that for this COVID period, it won't be bad at all. So perhaps maybe you can ask Derek Okosan to give us some time.
Just 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. I remember sometime when we were calling our players for the Black Stars. People were talking about how our players were playing at relatively unknown football countries. Congo.
But anyway, we have to go for a break. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you more.